My presentation is actually 5 minutes and 15 seconds, so I'm going to start talking because it's bad. Not your grandma's game, why you should be playing bridge. Bridge is a game that most of you may know from a long time ago, reading According to Hoyle when you were bored at 2 in the morning and Ren and Stimpy wasn't on. The rules might have been introduced to you the way they were introduced to me, which was by my Auntie Di at a table with 2 of her friends because they needed a 4th person to play bridge. This is as good as it got. You know, you're not going to get to the end of this slide before it transitions. And so, like most people, you realize that the game is incredibly difficult. And you plummet, I say, down into the depths of the morass. Oops, sorry, everybody. And it's sad. So why would you ever go back? Well, it's renewable, ecologically friendly bicycle cards, portable, right? And you might learn something about your friends that you didn't know before. And in fact, it is a very social game. It's like Twitter. It's a very small vocabulary, and you have to pack a ton of meaning into the vocabulary to actually communicate with your partner. And so, like, these tiny little things become incredibly meaningful. More geeky reasons. 55 octillion possible deals. Now, if you want to be persnickety and say, well, it doesn't matter if I have the 2 of clubs or the 2 of hearts, and just count down to the 8 and call everything else a blank, there's still 5 sextillion deals available in bridge, which is one of the reasons that computers just suck at it. They're really bad. It hasn't gotten any better in the past decade. Generally speaking, it's too complex. You have too much information, and in fact, the Reverend Thomas Bayes would suggest that you need a Bayesian model. If you teach a computer to play bridge, you've probably taught it how to think, because you have to infer, you have to deduce, you have to do a whole bunch of different things entirely based on context. But humans can do it, and here's the proof. You're dealt this hand. You like your spades. You've got aces. Aces are good, right? They're going to win. The king of hearts might win, and you only have 1 club, which will become important later. So you start thinking about, okay, I want to bid this hand. How do I do it? Too much information on this slide. The general story is if you have good high cards, then yay. You can probably say 1. 1 means I'm going to win 7 tricks. You add the number to any amount of stuff that you actually do. This is the feedback zone, so I'm not going to do that. You want spades to be trumped because you have a lot of them, right? And when you trump somebody's other play, you win the trick no matter what. And so you say, 1 spade, that's my bid. Now let's pretend for the record that that's what turns into the contract. The weirdest thing happens. Your partner says, good luck, and they put their hand down on the table, and they walk away and get coffee. And so you have to go through this labyrinthine, deductive, inferential minefield of figuring out where the bad cards are that might get you into trouble. Which is awesome. But what if the partner does bid back? Well, good. Then you're in the Twitter situation, right? You're exchanging information. You're talking to each other about what's going on. Now, there are people you're playing against. What if they bid back? Well, most likely they're not actually trying to mess with you. The odds are good that they're trying to talk to their partner. So listen, first off. And also, you know, if you've got a good enough hand, consider bidding back again. I mean, they're just as likely to get in trouble as you are. This is the tag cloud of just the simplest bidding introduction ever, which means it is a complicated game. Like, that graph isn't lying. It is tricky. And there are things about it that are problematic. But there has to be a way, right, to engage complexity and still have fun. I mean, people did it in the 40s when bridge was invented, so I think that we could probably do it in Portland. We're geeky and computational. The difference in my mind is an actual kitchen table with friends. Having a partnership relationship that makes sense and where people are learning things and telling you about them. And so, in my mind, Portland is the kind of culture that could really get into bridge. There are 2 clubs. This is East Side Bridge Club, obviously. Ace of Clubs is in Beaverton. God only knows where that is. Bridge Base Online is virtual, right? And if you have a buddy list, nudge, nudge, then you can play with your friends when they're online as well, because none of us are ever online. Things to read include Card for Dummies by Eddie Cantor, the For Dummies books, whatever, but it teaches you the standard American system, so that's important. Victor Malo is just smart and funny. Let's get it started. Let's make it happen. And I'd really like to see it happen downtown, because although I like bridge, I don't really like crossing bridges. So, let's do it.